And I believe that we have the last deputant on this item, Amanda Corbett, hands-on exotics. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good to have you here. Please go ahead. 5 minutes.
All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amanda Corbett. I'm the general manager here at Hands-On Exotics. And I believe that we submitted a lot of information in our package that speaks to the good work that we do for the community. You all have a copy of that with you. We do a lot of work to rehome animals that require rehoming. Most of the animals at our shelter were from private homes or were seizures from government agencies like Animal Services or OSPCA. And we provide a really valuable service in giving those animals homes that otherwise would not really have a place to go. But mostly what I wanted to speak to today has to do with some of the doubt that has been cast on our organization in terms of health and safety issues and handling protocols. I suggest that some of the people that have spoken today have not taken really a chance to get to know our organization and some of the handling protocols that we have in place. We have a lot of very strict handling rules at our shelter. When we bring animals out into public that might pose a health and safety risk, for the example, reptiles, some individuals are asked not to touch these animals if there's concerns for health risks. So many of the senior facilities that we visit actually request that they do not actually touch those reptiles. For places that do allow contact with our reptiles, we do have very strict sanitization policies, and all individuals that do come into contact with these reptiles do sanitize their hands, either with sanitizer available provided by us or that's available at the facility, or they wash their hands with soap and water. We also have very strict rules that we discuss at the beginning of our presentations, and these things involve the gentle handling of our animals, as well as reminding ourselves that animals do carry some germs sometimes and that we should avoid touching our faces or putting our hands in our mouth when we're interacting with these animals. Our handlers are trained to enforce these rules, and if at any point we see that people are not following those rules, we either stop the presentation or just stop interaction with those individuals. We also have very strict handling policies in place with our animals. Rod Laidlaw was speaking to the fact of pythons being wrapped around people for photo opportunities. Our handling protocols for snakes are actually very strict and are among the strictest protocols of all of our animals. We never allow a snake to go over both sides of someone's neck. And the snake's head is always in control of our handler and is never within strike range of the public. We have never had an incident of a snake biting a member of the public on any of our shows. I think that the blanket assumption that many of our animals are dangerous and should not be out in public is not based on any factual basis. And there is no scientific evidence that supports that these animals should not be out in the public or that they are any way negatively affected by transport to and from shows. Not all of the animals that enter our shelter go on our programs. We evaluate the temperament of each animal before they are approved to go on shows, and we assess any risks that they might pose to the public. After that assessment has been made, we do write a very comprehensive handling guide that addresses any concerns they might pose to the public, and those animals are handled in a way that minimizes any potential risk to the public. I think the impression may have been made that our animals are kind of given a free-for-all to interact with the public with no sort of policies or procedures in place that protect the safety of the individuals. But we do have very strict protocols in place, and they're evaluated on a regular basis, and we haven't had any incidents with the public in terms of a safety risk there.
Thank you very much for your deputation. Are there any questions from visiting councillors? Any questions from committee? Thank you. Thank you very much.